Hello everybody, Harvey Talks Prison here. I want to do a video on South Central Correctional Center. And I've done these before, but I think there needs to be an update. So what I'm first going to do is, because I got some subscribers who have relatives in South Central, I'm going to explain the layout of the prison and show pictures and explain where everything's at. And then I'm going to tell some stories. So here it goes, the pictures.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
You see this picture here, this is what a modern maximum security prison in Missouri looks like. And they're pretty much all carbon copies of one another. You've seen one, you've seen them all. This is Housing Unit 6, Housing Unit 5, 4, 3, 2. These two houses is where a lot of stuff is happening now, you know. They're bad housing units. 4 is too, but it's mainly these two. 3 houses is the owner house, and it's very hard to get from these housing units to this housing unit because it's hard to stay out of write-ups. And you have to be so many months write-up free to go down to 3 house. You see these white squares, this is concrete, this is basketball courts in front of each housing unit. The brown areas are where they have gardens in the summertime. You can see them right here, 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 you know. This is a softball field for 4 house and 3 house. Softball field for 5 and 3 house, and you see where they come in at. Right here, right here. And also if you're going to the gym, people usually cut through here, cut across, and go to the gym. Here is the hole. All these wings, all 4 wings, were the hole until a couple years before I got out, and then they made this wing PC wing. And they made a little yard for them where they do pull-ups and dips, all that kind of stuff. It's hard for me not to talk bad about those people sometimes. Right here you see, because this 3 house is a dog program. That's where they have the dog program. And right here is where they do some of their dog training stuff. And you see like little things that dogs jump over and stuff. Up here is 1 house. It's all single man cells. It's for long-term segregation. This is also where you go into medical. Medical is like right here. This area right here. Dentists and nurses and stuff like that. This here is pipes. They go all the way around. They go to each of the housing units and stuff. Oh, right here's the fences. This is, yeah, that's right. Fences. Now you get a little closer look. Now down here, this is where the warden and everybody's at, administration. It's also visiting. This is the parking lot. This used to be, it's an area for kids. You know, kids go out and play, but they never used it. Let's see. This is a walk right here. This is a tower. Right here is the gym. This part is the basketball court. This part is the weights. And they got a non-physical room. It's a room where you can watch TV, play games and stuff. And then I think there's offices here. This area right here, like right here is the kitchen, the chow hall. This is the kitchen. Right here, we call this, you see this walk? It goes all the way down. You gotta go all the way up here if you're going to visit. From 6 houses, a long walk to visiting. Even some of the other houses, like 5 houses. But right here, you got basketball courts, you got handball courts. And it's on each side. Each side's identical. You can see the basketball courts and handball courts. And this here is the warehouse, like here. And this is where they unload. It's food service warehouse and regular warehouse. And this is where they unload the trucks. Right here, they back them up here and unload them. The very end building is MVE. Missouri Vocational Enterprises, do not let that fool you, the vocational part of it anyway. To me, it's just cheap labor. Now, here they're making furniture in this prison, but other prisons have different things. Some of them do the laundry for, like Farmington does the laundry for different hospitals in the area. But they pay them 60 to 90 cents an hour, at least when I was there. And then they sell the stuff. And they're probably making a big profit. One more housing unit. The 7 house out here. And this is work release. It's actually outside the prison, but it's still considered part of the prison. And they work for MoDOT, Missouri Department of Transportation. And yeah, see, there's our housing unit. Now over here, I was showing you the fences right here and stuff. Right earlier, like 3 rows of fences electrified. Right here is another row, but right here is a bank. Now, so the prison is like in a bowl. So I guess that's for people in the town of Licking, which is over here. See, this is the town of Licking. You can't really see the prison because it's down in this bowl. The back side of it's not like that, but this side is. South Central Correctional Center, but most people in here, that's the official name of it, but most people just say Licking. Right here, back here is where they train officers. I think they got a gym back there. I think they got a place where they pretend like they're breaking into, busting in on cells. The goon squad and all this and that. We call this walk that goes all the way down through here in the boulevard. And that's pretty much it. 4 house and 3 house, they used the southern yard. And 5 and 6 house used the northern yard. And while, like, if 4 houses out on the yard, then one of the housing units, I think it's 6 house, will have the yard and gym. And it just alternates back and forth, 3 houses out, and they have the yard and gym. Then 5 house will only have the yard. There's 2 softball fields there, you can see them. But when I got there, they raised all of our level to put us there. They was told to take the 3s and 4s out and put 5s in. So everybody that was in Bowling Green, they just raised our custody level and put us in there for no reason, except to put us in there. When I first got there, I got put in the kitchen, and it was, you have to do mandatory 90 days in the kitchen, but it was weird. You've seen the housing unit that's on the outside, housing unit 7, that's outside the main prison. Well, I had the square cook one day tells me, hey, you gotta go with me and take these sack lunches to 7 house. And I said, I'm not going out there. She goes, you're going to obey my order. And I said, I'm not going out there. So she tells the guard, and the guard looks at me and kind of grins. He goes, call it in. So she takes me to the door, calls it, and we just stepped out, and here comes all these white shirts out of the tire you see there that I pointed out. And they said, where are you taking him? She said, 7 house. She goes, you're not taking him to 7 house. He's a level 5. And so then I said, I told you I wasn't going. And so she's mad about that. But there was all kinds of things that happened there, It wasn't as violent as Missouri State Penitentiary, but all maximum security prisons have violence in them, and even some of the lower ones. But there was still a lot of violence, There was a guy who had a messed up case that ended up becoming unalived in the gym. But there was all kinds of fights that happen. One time, and this kind of amazed me, we had a food strike. They was taking things away from us that they shouldn't have been taken away from us. I mean, I guess I could have, but it was just, we could only wear personal clothes in the cell and things like that. And taking sunglasses, and so we all went on a strike. Nobody went to chow. We stocked up on food ahead of time. And those who didn't have food, we helped them out. Nobody went to chow. Nobody went to work. Prison came to a standstill. And they finally gave us back what we wanted. And there were some things they didn't, but they was just like stupid things, I don't know how they made the list. But anyway, in 2015, I get a pro date, and I get transferred from there. I get out. Eventually get out. And I've stayed in contact with people there, a couple people there. And it's steadily gotten worse. The food has gotten worse in the chow hall. Of course, the people I'm in contact with, they hardly go there. And but yesterday, one of my friends from there called, and he said the food has gotten better because they got somebody else bringing the food in. It's from Amarak, I think he said it was. So he said the food's gotten a little better, but it was getting real bad there for a while. They're short of staff. So there's a lot of, the violence has picked up. Is worse than when I was there. I don't think it's quite as bad as the MSP, but it's still bad. And so just recently they had a bunch of stuff happen, with guards, getting hurt, prisoners, all kinds of things, and people using that blade, But so they had a lockdown, and then the goon squad came in, and I told somebody who said their brother was there that the goon squad was going to come in, and they did. Came in from 6 different camps. Camps is another word for prison that we use in Missouri. But whenever they have these goon squad come in, they're not just from the same prison, they're from different prisons. They're supposed to do them every 6 months or something like that. I think maybe a year, but sometimes they don't. But he said they came in, they used to being fed sack lunches there for a while, like one a day. But they tore the cells up, the housing units up, out in the yard with metal detectors, all kinds of things. And he said they locked a whole bunch of people up over it. But 5 and 6 house is the worst housing units there. And then it would be 4 house. Some things happen in 3 house, but not too much. It's an honor house. Like I said in the thing, you have to be like, I think it's 3 months write-up free to go down there, and then I think 2 write-ups, and you get kicked. Maybe it's just 1. I imagine it would depend on the write-up too. If there's a major write-up, you're going in the hole and you got to start all over. But it's just better down there, more relaxed. But the other housing units, you got to stay on your toe. You got to be careful, And if you're not about that, if you're somebody who doesn't fight or you're not going to make it in those housing units. You might make it if you make it up to 3 house, but chances are you won't make it up there. I mean, it's just hard to get up there. Anyway, that's all I got for you. And I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are